Okay, everybody, we're going to get started back. We have a current student. Well, he's going to tell more about himself. Calvin Chernyatinskiy. I've been practicing that. And he is actually going to give us a little bit about his story and his current journey that he's on.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you everyone for being here. And it's an honor to be up here and to tell my story as well. Although my story is only like a year or two old, but I'm happy to talk about what got me here and hopefully directly talking to the students. Y'all will follow me in my footsteps and take on your dreams and not be afraid to take on the next steps. So I thought I'd start by talking about where I started. So I'm a Bachelor of Science in Bioengineering here at Clemson, and I'm currently continuing my Master's of Science. I graduated my bachelor's in 2024, and that was the year that wasn't really sure what I was going to be doing next. Going through all 4 years of college, I was like, yeah, I'm going to get through BioE. I've had this passion for helping people. Didn't want to go in medical school and knew I wanted to do something in engineering, design something. That's my passion. But then I got to senior year, and after working at multiple companies, I've had 3 internships at this point. I worked at 2 startups, one in Boston and one in Houston. And most recently, I actually just interned at Polymed. But those first 2 experiences were both startups. And that really kind of got me really excited about this entrepreneurship world, right? You know, as a student, someone going into college, you're always looking at these big companies and you're like, how did that start? Like, I can never be there, or how do I even begin? But then in senior design at Clemson, especially that senior year, starting off making my shoestring prototype, looking at other projects students have made, I was like, yeah, this could be what I would do in life, right? So started senior year, got a team of 4 other teammates, and we just had a common goal that we're going to help people. We didn't know exactly what our need was, what the problem was that we were going to be fixing, but that's what started, right? As with anything, you need to figure out what that need is, what the problem is. The class really helped us identify what really is a need, right? What population you're going after. So after multiple attempts at other projects, we finally settled down on one project. It's a kidney monitoring device for an inline catheter. So we're looking at biomarkers specific to kidney damage and trying to diagnose it real time and sooner than anything else on the market. So in senior design, we started off, doing our gates, as many of you other students have done. At first, it can seem like a tedious thing that's like, why do we have to do these gates every 2 weeks, right? But it's honestly to prepare you for industry and prepare you for entrepreneurship as well. Gaining that experience was very rewarding because it prepared us for the next steps after senior design. So in the second semester of senior design, so my last semester of college, I started going into some student competitions with my team. So the first one that we did was Spark Challenge. It was actually right here, and my poster was right in that corner. But that was the first validation that we got that what we're doing means something. There's actual value in it. And having that validation was first place and a little bit of money. But that really started the path for what else can we do? If we can do that, we can keep going, right? So we started participating in more competitions. I think we were part of the first cohort to be in the Launchpad Liftoff, got third place in that. Then PDMA also placed in that competition. And then after that, we were just like, what's next, right? We're graduating. 3 of my members are going to medical school, or in medical school now. I wanted to pursue an advanced degree as well, go further on. So I went to MS here at Clemson while we were still figuring out everything we wanted to do with the company. And the other member of my team went to Georgia Tech for a master's as well. And before we left for the summer, what senior design has prepared us for the whole semester was submitting to the debut challenge. So this challenge is something that NIH and VentureWell co-sponsored together. Pretty much any university from the United States, if you have a biomedical engineering background, you submit your design into that competition. And the whole summer goes by, we're like twirling our thumbs, we're like, what's going on? Like, we have no idea if what we're doing actually matters. And like, yeah, Spark Challenge was good. That was like Clemson level, but now we're competing to like national level. And then August comes, and one of the co-founders of the company emails me, is like, check your email right now. Check it right now. So I'm rushing to my phone, I'm checking what's happening, and we placed in this national like NIH competition, got a big reward, flew out to BMES, accepted the reward and award. And from there, we were like, yeah, this is what we want to do. We want to move forward with our design. We want to take it as far as we can, learn as much as we can. And after that, we said, let's keep going. So then we worked with Dr. Hannon here in the Launchpad, and we started participating in more competitions. The most recent one that we just competed in was the ACC competition, ACC in Venture. That was really cool because we flew out to Notre Dame, and we were on PBS on the news and pitching everything we were doing. At first I was like, Mom, I'm on TV. And I was like, that was the coolest part. But then I was like, that's not the coolest part. The coolest part was that we started something that was nothing, and now it's something. The fact that it's like the validation across the path and understanding like, yeah, this is actually cool. Like, even if we failed along the path, we would have still kept going. My first project that I worked on, I'm sure many, if you were in bioengineering, know bioinstrumentation. It's kind of like a semester project before senior design. We had this cool idea to, it was a different team, but me and my partner, we had an idea to make like an automatic tourniquet for civilians, something that would allow people to easily apply a tourniquet without any prior training. Good idea in theory, but when we got there and started pitching our idea at this SE Innovates competition, it just completely failed. The judges did not like it. We pitched terribly. And the easy thing, my ideology has been, the easy thing is to give up, right? The easy thing is to just say, I'm not going to work on this. I'm just going to let what happened happen and just move on. But it's also important to understand you can always move on, but you need to be able to understand what you learned from those previous mistakes, because that will only make you stronger. And going through senior design, all these multiple competitions, I didn't place first in all of them. I didn't place in all of them at all. Some of them we didn't even place at all, or didn't even get considered to go into the pitch competition. But all of those were learning opportunities to help us get to where we are now. Currently, we have a patent pending device, the one we've been working on. We're finalizing our patent submission this October. And it's honestly everything we've done in the last 2 years through our academic education has prepared us. And honestly, I wouldn't give up for anything, because I keep telling myself, yeah, even if it fails tomorrow, like we get no funding, nothing happens with it, we still learned. We still learned a lot, and we're going to apply it to the next thing. We're going to keep going, not give up. But generally speaking, my story is still continuing. We have plans for applying for grants, getting some extra funding. Funding doesn't mean everything, but for us, we need to continue the prototype, get it a little bit further from proof of concept. And I've been a part of 2 different accelerator programs. One that we just completed phase 1 was NIH Lab to Market. That was part of the debut challenge that I was talking about earlier. That was national level. So through that, we're learning more about value proposition, understanding customer discovery, stakeholders, right? Because if you make something, as many of the other panelists talked about, if no one's going to buy it, there might not be a reason to keep going with it, right? So learning past the design aspect of it has also been very rewarding to me as well, because my background's not business at all. Some of the terms we've been talking about today, I was like, yeah, a year ago, I would have been really confused as well. but it just shows you that you're always growing and evolving, right? And then this semester, we're hoping to get involved with NSF I-Corps and work on some grant applications as well, as BIR, as CTR, hopefully collaborate with Clemson University as well. But I also wanted to take the last few minutes of my presentation talk to also open it up for Q&A. I would like to directly allocate some time for students if they had any questions. I know a lot of people here are in senior design or starting senior design or have just finished senior design. And if you have any questions, I'd love to answer them. Yeah, so that's a great question. I actually get asked that a lot. Looking back, I kind of wish I did an MEng. In the moment, I have multiple passions. So design is like the umbrella of what I like to do. I wanted to help people and design something. All throughout my first 2 internships, I was working mostly in R&D and 3D printing. That was my first goal, my first passion. And now my passion that I'm really starting to develop and understand is that I love commercialization. I love just R&D in general, taking something and building something out of it. It could be any field, honestly. That's what I'm learning. Just being able to start something and then work to continue and finish it is what I'm passionate about. But my MS is currently still working on this other side project that I have as well. But it is time to put all my eggs in one basket soon. So something to think about. But yeah, that's a good question. I would definitely consider both programs and trying to look forward to, or trying to think ahead to what would benefit you most as a student.
I was curious about the team aspect you're going through right now. We heard a lot about how important having a good team is, and I was curious what it's like with your team now, especially everyone is kind of in different areas like Georgia Tech and may have other priorities, and just in general what that has been like.
Yeah, so that's definitely a challenge. Starting off, we were all right here at Clemson going to class Monday, Wednesday, Friday. They couldn't get away from me. I couldn't get away from them, right? So it was kind of hard to not continue working on what we were doing. Now that we're separated by location geographically, it's been more about kind of taking on that leadership position and scheduling meetings, right? Setting expectations. Because after everyone graduates, it's like, yay, we're done, right? Moving on with life. But sometimes it was hard to get everyone together, but it's about reminding why we're doing this, right? And it's about surrounding yourself with people that are like-minded, right? So originally why I picked, or not me picked, but like my teammates worked together and we formed that team was because we were all very like-minded. We thought very similarly, but we were interdisciplinary as well. We had different strengths and weaknesses, but we all wanted to help people and we wanted to use our technical skills to get there. And I think as long as we stayed true to that and really kept doing that, even though it might have not been as often, like, yeah, we used to meet like 4 or 5 times a week to work on a project. Maybe now it's 1 to 2 times a week, but we stay longer and allocate more time towards that. So it's about setting expectations. And I think understanding that, yeah, maybe some members of your team might not want to do it anymore. And you have to be willing to accept that and move on from that.
Why did you decide you wanted to continue the work on your project?
Well, that's a good question because originally it was something that I competed in a competition. And I was like, yeah, we got some money. Let's go to a triple T's or something. Not a good idea. Don't recommend that. Did not do that. But it's more that just fell in love with the environment of what we were doing, right? Going up there on stage, talking about what we're doing, why we're doing. Yeah, if we get shut down, no one likes their idea, that's all right. Because we still had fun and we still learned a lot, right? But specifically for your question, I just think the way I've set myself up these last 4 years, working in these startups, working in this environment, I'm just happy. I'm happy with what I'm doing. And honestly, that should be the core of it.
I will also mention, Calvin's a little bit humble, but when we went up to Notre Dame, the team finished second against Georgia Tech, Stanford, Berkeley, you name it, Duke, and so forth. So really, really represented Clemson amazingly well. So we're grateful to that. And they sort of set the bar for next year and the year after and so forth. So give them another round of applause for sure, for sure.